What up, though, y'all? It's your boy Bill back. A lot of people been asking me like, well, if prison's so violent, if it's so this, if it's so that, and all this stuff, crazy stuff be happening to people, how is it that you survived that long in there, 9 years in there? So I'm about to give y'all the story. Here it go.
It's the unspoken trauma of the untamed woods.
I'm fucked up in the head. If you can't let me just say it. I came from sleeping on the floor. I'd rather sleep in the bed. I keep my pistol real close. Bitch, I'm cautious, I ain't scared. I'm dealing with paranoia, so all I see is red. I'm fucked up in the head, in the head, in the head. I'm fucked up in the head, in the head, in the head.
All right, when I first came into the system, of course, I was not at the point where I know I ain't got to worry about nothing because I'm new here. Versus where these people been here forever. I'm new here. I don't know nothing. I'm just know from what I've been, seeing on TV and stuff like that. And it's totally different from what I'm used to. The playing field I was used to on the streets, fighting somebody or using a knife or something like that. Wasn't none of that going on. You know what I'm saying? We was 2012, 11, 13, listening to Chief Keef. Everybody strapped. We wasn't doing none of that. It was, we got an issue, I'm about to down you, and we finna keep it pushing. But when I went into the system, ain't none of that going on. You gonna use your fists or you gonna use a knife. And I think when I think back on it, what something I went through, I'm about to tell y'all the story about it, that built me up and got me to the point of knowing, like, I'm good, I'm gonna make it through this. There was a situation early on in my bid where allegedly some individuals was going around saying that they robbed me. Now, what happened was there was a situation that occurred where I seen something that I wasn't supposed to see. I'm going to just leave it at that. I probably was about a year and a half in to my bid. I was at a brand new prison I had never been to, don't know nobody here. I seen something I wasn't supposed to see. I so-called myself doing the right thing by letting his people know what I just seen, and they supposed to get on them and deal with it. Okay, make a long story short, it didn't happen like that. It backfired on me as if I'm lying, I'm making up stuff, blase squaze. So, a few people was telling me like, bro, you just need to leave. You just need to get on the door. You just need to leave, such and such like that. So I'm like, nah, I'm not going nowhere. So this goes on for about 2 weeks. And then one day, a guy that I thought I was cool with, he came in the room and he was talking to me. He walked on this side of me. I was laying back on the bed on the tablet. I wasn't even paying him no attention, really. And he was like, bro, them folk really want you to leave. They really want you out the dorm. And I'm like, bro, I really don't care. I'm not going nowhere because I know he know and I know. And before I know it, he swung on me, punched me in the eye. I jumped up. We started fighting. And probably not even 10 seconds later, the door swung open. 3 more ran in there. So it was 1 on 4. And they were whooping my ass. I ain't gonna lie. And so when I came out the room, I caused the big scene about it. It's brooms and stuff right there at the end of the thing. So I grabbed a broom, stick, I'm fighting them with it. The police lady that was in the booth, she seen it. She called a code. All the police ran down there, pepper sprayed us, took us to the hole. Well, I went to the hole, and I think 2 of them went. 2 more of them didn't go. They finessed it where they got out the way quick enough to where they was still in the dorm. So it take the police forever to bring you your property. So probably about, 5-6 hours later, I finally get my property. I'm in the hole. When I get my property, ain't no food, ain't no hygiene in my property. It's just only state stuff. So I'm like, man, they done stole all my stuff. So when I talked to one of my homeboys about it a couple days later, he like, yeah, bro, I heard they robbed you. So I'm like, yeah. So I just like, at first I'm like, yeah, but I'm just like, it is what it is. It happens to the best of us. So I'm like, yeah, bro, this the situation happened. It was 4-on-1. So as time went by, people like, yeah, man, it messed up. Woo. So when I get out the hole, I don't see none of these individuals. I just so happened to see one of them one day, through like a glass. I was on the walk. He was in the dorm, and I just seen him, and I just looked at him. When I looked at him, he turned his head. He looked off. So we're going to fast forward about 2 years later. I'm not even thinking about this no more. I'm at the same prison, but I'm in a different dorm. And the guy that initially swung on me, he was in the dorm. Now, when I first came in the dorm, I was in that dorm. He came in after me, probably like a couple weeks after me. When he seen me, he came up to me and was like, bro, we just gonna keep that, we ain't basically saying he don't want no issue. He don't want that situation to restart over. So I'm like, bro, I'm not tripping. It is what it is. So he like, all right. So one night I'm sitting there listening to Lil Boosie. I'll never forget it. And I'm glad I came out of this mindset where I could think on something too long and let it trigger me to do something. But I was listening to this song called Look at My Little Shooter, something like that. Ain't he shooting? And I had my door wide open. It was nighttime, and I was so mad. I was mad about something else. It ain't even had nothing to do with this. But when he was walking laps around the dorm, and I was sitting back thinking about it. And something came to my mind and said, y'all ain't robbed me. You stole it. And then I really went to thinking on the situation, and what pissed me off was that it was appeared like, yeah, we robbed C-Bill. But in all actuality, you didn't. You stole that because you came in the room and y'all jumped me. And I left and went to the hole. And while I was out of the dorm in the hole, before I got my property, y'all went into my room and stole that while I wasn't present. So that wasn't a robbery. That was a theft. And when I went to thinking about it and thinking, I'm like, damn, for 2 years straight, I've been sitting here telling people, yeah, they robbed me. But when I catch up with them, and it's like, y'all ain't robbed me. So, damn, it had me so mad. I came out the room, and he was walking laps, and I walked up on him, and I just went to spaz. I just went calling him all out his name, all kind of stuff, saying some real, very, very crazy, disrespectful things to him. And I was just, spazzing on the point like, y'all ain't robbed me. Y'all stole that. You stole that. That wasn't no robbery. You ain't no robber. You a thief. And, I went to just going in on that point like that. And, a lot of people came trying to get in the middle of it because there was a lot of people that was cool with him. And by this point, I had been in this dorm for a while. So few people had got cool with me and stuff like that. And they was just trying to figure out what was going on and stuff. And I'm like, nah, you ain't do it like that. So they was asking me if I wanted to fight him. Like, if we just wanted to go in the room, just one-on-one, me and him, and fight him, stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool with it. So he kept trying to plead his case for a long time at first. But then he eventually came in there and did it. And man, when he came in the room and I just went swinging, and it's like, I just felt like I was trying to take it head. Really, I wanted to take it further than that. Really, I wanted to take it into knife play. But it didn't even have to go there. So once that was over with, the people that was rocking with me, they had more so say so in the dorm. So the people that was rocking with him, they told him like, he got to get out the dorm or it's going to be a big issue because I don't even want him in here around Bill no more. So at first he was acting like he was bucking, like he wasn't going to go. And then all the guys that I was rocking with, they mounted up with knives. They gave me, I already had a knife, but they were just passing out knives. And they told us, they was like, we finna make him go on the door. if he refused to leave, we finna stab him and everybody that he is associated with. And everybody got face to face, and then them guys was like, you know what, bro, just go and get up out of here. They made him leave out the dorm. After that, I wasn't having, like, even when there is an issue with somebody where it usually would turn into something big, it never went nowhere too serious. And then I was wondering, damn, why is people responding to me that way? Because it's like, I had an issue with a guy one time about a misunderstanding on some food or something. And when I kind of showed aggression a little bit, it's like he totally was just like, all right, whatever. But I'm thinking like, bro, I'm not Mike Tyson. I'm not the biggest, baddest thing you got to worry about. But then I see another situation where him and another guy having the same argument about some food, and he take it full-fledged with him, but he didn't do it with me. And as long as I was at that particular prison, I never had another issue, not one issue. And if I did, it never had to turn violent. And when I sat back and analyzed it, the reasoning behind that is when you show a person that you're willing to take it to violence, most of the time they're going to kind of leave you alone a little bit. Now, you will still have certain people try, but most of the time they'll kind of leave you alone. And it's sad, but I mean, if your name just ain't ringing bells, you might got to repeat this cycle every time you go to a new prison, because you might be around some people that don't know you. They might not know what you did at the last prison. So they don't know, you know what I'm saying, how you going to respond or not. So, what I started doing, and I hated it after I went through that situation. Well, I hate it now because I know how many times I put my life on the line, but in the midst of doing it, it was just like, it is what it is. Whenever I transferred to a new prison, I would be looking for the slightest thing to prove a point about. I'm talking about the slightest, littlest thing. As a brand new inmate at this prison, I would be looking for a reason to prove my point real quick, because I don't want issues over and over and over and over and over. I don't want nobody every other day talking about, come on, Bill, let's fight. Pick up your knife, let's stab it out. I don't want to have to keep going through that. But I know if you know Bill really gonna take it there, then more people would really not want to take it there, especially if it's about some BS. So yeah, man, I got to the next prison after that. And my roommate, he just was doing certain little things that I didn't agree with. It was about locking the door. I like to lock the door at night when I go to sleep. He liked to leave the door unlocked, talking about the officer gonna take forever to come open the door or something crazy he was saying like that. So at that point, I wasn't even on the whole fighting thing no more. I had been in a hole before, and my mind was just on weapons. And I tried to holler at him about it again, and he was still on the same thing. And I locked it one night, and he went to tripping and made a big issue about it. And I put the lock on the belt, and it was a big fight in there. I had the lock on the belt, and he had his fist. And we went to the hole, of course. And once I got out the hole, I was at that particular prison for like 7 months. Never had not one issue at that prison. And then when you go to talking to people, they're like, dang, you the one that hit such and such with the lock, ain't? And I'm like, yeah. But the thing's so crazy, I hated that feeling. I didn't even like people looking at me like that, because I understand if I'm scared of you, basically, if I know I can't beat you, or if I feel like I can't beat you, and I feel like you would do this and you would do that to me, what am I going to do if I feel like I really need to get at you? I'm going to sneak you. I'm going to catch you while you sleep or something like that. So I never wanted, ever wanted that type of, like that type of energy on me. Like, yeah, he just gonna go crazy and do this and this and that. But at the same time, man, you got to, people just got to know I can't just walk up and slap him right now without no consequences. No. People got to know if I walk up and slap him, that might be the last person I ever slap. And when people feel like that, you'll be straight. You will very, very rarely ever have issues in the prison system, at least in the Georgia prison system, because that's all I know. That's all I can speak of. And yeah, man, I feel like that's how I made it through. That's how I survived. I would make sure that I set examples. I set examples, and that minimizes the issues that I would have. Now, you know, you will always have little issues, or it's always gonna be somebody that don't know you might try something. But that's how I feel like I had to make sure that I was straight. And then it reached the point once I started doing my TikToks and I'm laughing and joking and playing around all day. The example that I set, it's in the back of mind. Like, okay, he running around here playing games on TikTok, doing all that goofy laughing. But at the end of the day, I know he'll take it this far because he done did it before. You know what I'm saying? And for the other people that's built the same way as you, that'll take it that far too, they respect you. You respect them and they respect you because they know just like you know, he'll do the same thing I do. But coming from a person that will smash the gas and take it all the way far, that's not something. You got some people that just think about that and want to be on that, but people don't really be wanting to be on that. People be wanting to chill, do their time, but you understand the mindsets of everybody around you not on that. So sometimes you just got to come up out of character a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it right there. I was gonna make a separate video for this, but I'm gonna just add this in here real quick. It's a lot of people there was a lot of people saying stuff about the staff at the prison, saying, oh, how could that happen when you got staff, and how could the staff not here for 45 minutes? Let me tell you something. This is no lie. The staff at the prison is very, very, very short. The prison I just left, literally, the shift changes that they work 12-hour shift from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On numerous occasions, the 6 o'clock shift will come on. You will see the officer. They'll come in the dorm, do a count. They might leave. You may not see that officer again until 1, 2 p.m. And that's no cap. They just be gone, lollygagging, doing whatever it is they doing.